Hey YouTube, this is South Jersey Hater here, and for today's video we're going to be doing reaction video number 5. I'm very sorry this took almost a month, if not more, to do. I've been really busy even after graduating 10th grade and now I'm on summer break. I promise now that since I'm not as busy, I'll definitely try to upload more reaction videos. For today's video, however, we're going to be reacting to a video that's from Horror Shorts Party. Very popular YouTube channel. You've probably, if you're into horror stuff, you've probably came across him at least once. We're going to be looking at 3 scary true summertime horror stories animated. Well, anyways, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
This is easily one of the most disturbing and gut-wrenching stories that people will ever hear, and it happened to me not too long ago.
Of course, we start off the story with, I don't know, something that happened at the beach. Can't wait to see how this goes.
I haven't been the same since that day. It all happened in the summer of this year. I live in Sochi, Russia, and I had been dating my girlfriend for about 2 years at that point. Since it was summer, the two of us had been visiting the beach a lot. It was our favorite thing to do whenever we felt like...
Well, if that's your girlfriend, looks like you pulled a sexy bitch. Even if this is an animation, if you know, you know.
Getting out of the house. I would usually pick my girlfriend up, and then we would drive over to the beach and spend the whole day there. It was about 30 minutes away from where my girlfriend lived. When we got there, we would park in a nearby lot and then walk over to the beach and find a spot to set up our stuff. The beach was always crazy busy, and there were usually a ton of people. It made sense, of course, as it was summer. We didn't love all the crowds, but we just made the best of it. The two of us would swim, take walks, or just lie out on the sand and tan. It was a little annoying that it wasn't as private as we would have liked though. Still, we kept going back. One afternoon, we were hanging out together at my girlfriend's place when we decided that we wanted to head over to the beach again. The only problem was that when I checked the forecast, I saw that the weather was going to be bad. There was supposed to be a huge storm later that day with lots of rain.
As soon as he mentions that he's going to be going to the beach during a storm, that's where you know this is not going to be a very easy story to watch. But, just for the sake of the video, we gotta watch it.
My girlfriend still wanted to go despite the weather. I told her that she was crazy to want to go to the beach during a storm, but she kept begging me to go. She said that the beach would be way more empty and less packed this time around since it was going to rain. I was still hesitant, but I finally gave in and went along with it. I thought that it could be fun to be at the beach when it wasn't so crowded. So we got in the car and drove over. It wasn't raining yet as we drove, but it was already cloudy and gloomy outside. I could tell that it was going to be a shitty day, but I knew that it just made it even more likely that no one would be out. We finally arrived at the beach and parked the car.
I guess only for that reason, at least you have privacy, hopefully.
As we walked up, we found that the beach was pretty empty as we had expected. There were maybe a dozen people scattered around, but it was nothing to what it...
I guess there are some people, besides those two anyway, that are stupid, but it takes all kinds, don't it?
Usually was. We both got pretty excited. We decided that we would try to swim before the storm, so we started getting ready. But the weather began acting up almost immediately. It started getting windy as hell, and a little rainy too. The waves looked a little wild as well. We didn't care too much though. We figured we could just walk along the water if it was too crazy to swim. I got down to my swim trunks just in case I swam later on, but my girlfriend just left her dress on. Then we headed down and started walking close to the shore. The water was even more wild the closer we got to it. It was splashing all over the place, and the waves were getting pretty big, but we didn't mind getting splashed a little. We were just happy to be out together without the crowds. We walked along the shore and talked about random topics. Then after a while, we were contemplating swimming again, but we second-guessed it as the waves and current were only getting worse. It was definitely starting to storm by that point. As we continued to walk and talk, we began getting splashed a lot by the waves. We just laughed it off though. It was already raining anyway, and we didn't mind getting wet. We just continued to walk as the storm got even worse. But what happened next is the most disturbing thing ever. The waves were getting bigger and bigger when, out of nowhere, a huge wave came crashing down on top of us, knocking us both to the ground.
Oh gee, what did you expect? You went to the beach during a storm. I guess that is going to happen.
What the hell was that? Babe, are you okay? Where are you?
That's when I saw her. She was being pulled out into the water.
I'm coming!
I stumbled to my feet and tried to run over to her, but another huge wave came and splashed me down again.
It was at that moment she knew she screwed up.
I felt like I was going to drown. The waves were so strong, and they kept pushing me down over and over again. I finally managed to get up. I desperately looked around for my girlfriend, but I couldn't find her. I started panicking like crazy.
Where are you? Hello? Babe? Where are you?
She was nowhere to be found. All I could see was the water crashing around me. I started screaming frantically for help, hoping someone else would be able to find her.
Somebody help me! Help!
I finally managed to get out of the water and call the police, but it was too late. They couldn't find her. She was lost. Not long after that day, some footage of what happened got released. It was allegedly captured by a nearby beachgoer that had witnessed.
As soon as he mentions that, all I'm going to say is that that guy's life is probably never going to be the same again. Not just from the fact that he couldn't save his girlfriend, but for the fact that now, every now and then, he's probably going to have to relive that moment by seeing the video on social media. That's just sad. That really is sad.
Witnessed the whole thing. I was completely traumatized. The footage just allowed me to relive the horrible ordeal over and over again. I can't help but think that I could have prevented the whole thing if I hadn't let us go to the beach that day. She would still be here with me. This story was inspired by a disturbing incident regarding a shocking video of a woman being swept away in the ocean. The incident occurred on a Wednesday in Sochi, Russia, while the woman, aged 20, was walking on the beach with her boyfriend. The couple can be seen strolling down the beach holding hands when they approach the shore. It seems it was a particularly stormy day, as a series of violent waves began crashing down along the beach. The couple attempted to move away, and while the man is able to escape, the woman is swept away. Although she resurfaces again, another wave crashes down and the woman disappears. Realizing what was happening, the man can be seen frantically running along the beach, searching for his girlfriend and attempting to rescue her. Totally helpless, the man struggles to find her as he paces along the shore. According to reports, a search has now begun for the woman, but so far has been unsuccessful.
They ain't gonna find her. If she got swept away as far as she did, she's completely a goner forever. There's no... Maybe by some stroke of luck, she ends up on the shore somewhere else. But then again, that's even if the sea creatures in the ocean don't end up eating her. So, other than that, she's a goner. So, that just sucks.
Rescuers have expanded their search, but unfortunately, she has not been found. They were last seen together in the video. People have been left horrified by the video on social media since.
Oh, well, How about the people that experienced it in person? I mean, imagine being swept away by a wave that size and drowning. That is probably the worst way to die. So, that's just sad. That's just That's just terrible. But anyways, the moral of the story of this is never go to the beach or any kind of beach while it's storming. That there is not only a major red flag that people are stupid. That is like a one-way ticket to drown. So, yeah. The summer there.
It all started during the summer when my friend Cameron and I both graduated high school. We wanted to do something big for our graduation, so we decided to go on a trip to the Bahamas with a bunch of other friends to celebrate the milestone on a cruise ship. I was excited to go with everyone, but I was a little weary of one of the guys going. His name was Steven. I didn't know the guy super well. He was a lot closer with Cameron, but he seemed like a big, annoying piece of trash. He was very rough around the edges and was always looking for a reason to get into a fight, but Cameron always liked him for some reason. I wasn't too
As soon as he mentions that there's that one friend that'll stick up for somebody who's an absolute piece of shit, that's where you know things are just gonna go terribly wrong.
happy about him coming on the cruise, but Cameron insisted. It was going to be a big boat anyways, so I hoped that I wouldn't have to interact with Steven too much. So when the time came, I packed up my bags and flew down to the Bahamas with the rest of the guys. From there, we got driven from the airport to the dock where we would board our cruise ship. I was really excited to get started with the trip and had decided to not let Steven ruin my time. He hadn't been too bad on the flight over, so I was hopeful that everything would be okay. We boarded the boat pretty early, but it wasn't set to leave the dock until that night. Throughout the day and the evening, we all ate and drank very heavily. The cruise was all inclusive, so we all got unlimited drinks and basically started drinking as soon as we got on the boat. It didn't take long for me, Cameron, and the rest of the guys to get absolutely shit-faced. We all began partying like crazy. Everything was going perfectly until nighttime. That's when the piece of shit Steven decided to start making trouble. He began picking fights with everyone because his dumb ass couldn't handle his alcohol.
Oh gee, that's a surprise. Big and stupid.
First, people just ignored him and tried to continue to party, but he quickly went from mildly annoying to a total asshole. He came up to me and started cussing at me and pushing me to do a dare. I refused as I knew he would just try to make me do something stupid as hell. I tried to avoid him, but he kept following me around and pushing me to give in. I continued to refuse and got pretty upset, but I didn't want to start an actual
I think I would too, with some dipshit, like twice my height, kept fucking around with me and trying to get me to do something stupid on a cruise ship too.
fight, as I knew that Steven would beat me up due to how big he was. I didn't know what I had done to make Steven so eager to pick on me, but he wouldn't let up.
Come on, sissy. What are you so scared of?
Finally, Cameron decided to intervene.
Alright, that's enough, man. Back the hell off. Oh yeah? You're fighting his battles for him now? Or maybe you want to do the dare. Is that it? Alright, I will.
I tried to tell Cameron not to do it, but he pushed me away. Steven seemed surprised that Cameron had actually agreed. Then, he started smiling like a psycho and dared Cameron to jump off the boat.
Oh god, I can only see how bad this is gonna get.
Everyone egged Cameron on, of course, as they were all
And now
drunk
it's
out of their
getting even
minds.
worse.
Cameron seemed ready to do it, but but I had a bad feeling about it. It was dark as hell out there, and you couldn't see shit in the sea. I tried to convince Cameron not to go through with it, but then Steven grabbed me by the collar and threatened to beat the shit out of me if I kept getting in the middle of them. I was about to say something back to him, but Cameron pulled Steven off of me and said that he would jump off the boat. I could tell he was still drunk as hell, but he seemed determined. He stripped down in his drunken stupor and then actually jumped off the boat.
Oh god.
Everyone ran to the edge of the boat and took their phones out to take pictures or videos. Some shined their lights down on the water to try and see where he was, but it was impossible to see Cameron in the darkness. I was scared shitless.
Cameron, can you hear me?
It was so dark, and the waves were crazy. I didn't see how he was going to make it back. I pulled out my phone and shined the light everywhere, desperately trying to catch sight of him. That's when I saw him. It was still hard to make him out, but he looked like he was attempting to swim back, but struggling.
Help! Help me! These waves are way too strong!
We all immediately started panicking, and everyone...
Oh, that's surprising. So, the piece of shit that encouraged him is now all of a sudden worried. Well, you weren't too worried when you encourage your best friend to do something that could get him killed. That's for our society anymore. I'm going to be honest.
Everyone regretted urging him to do something so stupid. We alerted the captain to shine the spotlight down on the water so that we could see Cameron better. The captain immediately found him in the water and threw a buoy down. Cameron started to panic even more as the current seemed to be getting worse and worse.
Help! It's pulling me away! Cameron, hold on!
Then my heart dropped as I caught sight of the one thing that everyone had to have been fearing. I saw the top part of a shark swimming towards Cameron. It looked like a fin or something around that, cutting through the water.
Cameron, look out!
Then the shark appeared fully and lunged at him.
No, Cameron!
That's when Cameron disappeared completely out of view. We didn't know if he had been eaten or drowned. We all assumed that the shark had taken him. The video and story went viral on the internet not long after. One of the other guys there posted it. I was traumatized forever after that. I lost my friend, and it was all because of some stupid dare.
That is not just disturbing, that is just so sad. Honestly, I don't even know why the dude will listen to that scumbag to do something so stupid that just caused him his life. That's terrible.
This story was inspired by a disturbing incident regarding a video that may have revealed the last words said by 18-year-old Cameron Robbins as he jumped off a cruise ship, never to be seen again. Cameron graduated high school.
The worst part about this is the dude just graduated high school. So that just tells me this is even worse because the dude didn't even get to live his whole life, let alone get to do anything special in life. So I'm at a loss for words on what else to say about this.
Last summer and went on a cruise with his friends to celebrate the huge milestone. On the trip in the Bahamas, Cameron was filmed jumping into the ocean water at night. In a video of the incident, which has claimed to be a dare, Cameron was seen in the water after witnesses said he jumped overboard at around 9:40 p.m. He was last seen paddling around in the water before disappearing from view, with the boat staying in place for several hours in an attempt to find the teen. Official search attempts for Cameron were called off when they were unable to locate him in the water. The video of Cameron swimming went viral following his disappearance, and some viewers believe they'd even spotted something moving in the water which could have been a shark. The footage also contained the last words that Cameron may have shouted before going missing that night. Several people on the boat could be heard shouting to him that he's swimming away from the buoy, which would have helped him keep afloat in the sea. He then vanished from the view of the panicked onlookers. To this day, Cameron's body is yet to be recovered, and a shark expert believes it's unlikely it ever will be. While his family haven't been able...
Well, if the shark actually ate him, I guess it won't ever be found. So, yeah.
To properly lay Cameron to rest, they held a memorial for him in the weeks that followed his disappearance.
The moral of the story is never do a dare that could cause you your life. Because, especially in a situation like that, no one is... I don't think anyone's gonna survive getting eaten by a shark or getting swept away in the ocean. So, for all those stupid people out there that think they're cool, just don't do it. It's not worth getting yourself killed over.
I've been a flight attendant for several years now. My main route is between LA and Taipei, Taiwan. I occasionally get to go to other locations, but almost all my work is done between those two cities. I'm the chief stewardess and spend most of my time in business class. The passengers are usually nice and don't cause problems, but there are exceptions. The flight between LA and Taiwan is over 15 hours long, which is like spending an entire day in the air. So I do my best to accommodate the passengers to help them be more comfortable. Most requests are perfectly reasonable, but one passenger made a request that I never thought I would hear. One evening, my colleagues and I were setting up the cabin for boarding before a late-night departure out of LA. As usual, those with disabilities are allowed to board first.
Oh God.
was only one movement-impaired passenger in the business class section that night. He rolled down the gangway on a mobility scooter, but was forced to leave it behind. The moment he stepped through the door, the entire place smelled like feces. I turned my head to see the source of the odor, and saw the most disgusting excuse for a human being I've ever seen. He was over 400 pounds and could barely walk.
An old man that is 400 pounds, that's where you know it's not good. Not only because that is extremely unhealthy for somebody as old as him, but you also know he hasn't had a positive relationship with a woman in God knows how many years, so if there's a lot of females in the plane, you know you're completely screwed.
He squeezed himself down the aisle and held onto the seats for support.
I'm sorry, but why does bro kind of look like George Washington, just without the hair on top? Or did George Washington have hair on top? I don't even know.
Until he finally sat down. He snapped his fingers and ordered me to get his carry-on and stow it for him. I unfortunately had to accommodate him. As I lifted the bag into the overhead bin, I saw him eyeing me up and down. I knew none of my colleagues were safe. The entire flight crew, apart from the pilots, were female, and it was clear he hadn't had any positive relationship with a woman in many years.
I'd love to stay in the hotel with you during my layover. I've got yellow fever, and waiting to blow my savings in Thailand is gonna take too long. And that's not the only thing I'm gonna blow either. You know what a ladyboy is? Or a ping pong show? You're real.
A ladyboy. Okay, so I'm convinced that he's got to be gay, but for some reason is screwing around with women. Because a ladyboy is apparently somebody that's a femboy or something, somebody that's gay. So this don't even make any sense.
Really missing out if you don't.
Sir, please stop it.
All my colleagues had similar interactions with him. After 2 agonizing hours, we caught a break as we dimmed the lights for the night. But about an hour into the flight, that creep got up to use the bathroom, but I did not expect him to start yelling for help.
Help! Somebody get in here and help me! Hurry!
Oh god.
Sir, what's the problem?
Get in here and wipe my ass!
Ah, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. That is just... I don't even know what the fuck to say about that.
What? Sir, that's not happening.
Yes, it is! I can't do it myself!
You got 2 hands. Now leave me the hell alone.
Hey, bitch! Do you have any idea how much I paid for my ticket? This is business class!
Okay, I know it's business class, but that doesn't mean she's gotta take care of your business. I mean, I know you're an old fat guy, but at least try to wipe your own ass.
Now, you're gonna take care of my business, or I'm gonna spread my cheeks and wipe it all over the floor. Is that what you want? You want to get sprayed with my pad thai shit bricks?
All right, I'll do it. Just let me go.
That's what I thought, you lazy bimbo.
The only one that is lazy is you. I mean, look at how far gone you are.
Didn't want to do it, but I felt like I had to. We were over the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We had nowhere to land to kick him out, which gave him plenty of time to escalate the situation. As the chief stewardess, I couldn't force my colleagues to do it, so I prepared as best as I could. I put on 3 pairs of latex gloves, then I headed to the lavatory.
There she is. Come on over.
I am so glad that they censored it. Even if it's an animation, not only would my video probably get taken down for it, but I think this video wouldn't be on YouTube at all, because then they get demonetized. But why the hell does bro's fucking feces look green as hell?
Over here, baby. Don't be shy.
Please, just be quiet.
Oh, yeah. That's it right there, baby. Get that sticky crumb out of there. Ooh.
Okay, this is both disgusting and funny at the same time. What the fuck? I'm gonna lie, I like it how the video just went from being just sad to being disgusting and funny at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God. There. I did it.
Not quite. You missed a spot. You gotta get deep into that crack and get all of it out.
What?
Stop wasting time or it's gonna get crusty. I'll spread my cheeks to make it easier for you since you don't know how to wipe an ass.
You should really shower more.
Stop criticizing me and get me clean for the lady boys.
You mean the gay people or the femboys?
Okay, I'm doing it.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Keep going. I'm gonna.
Honestly, I never really full on realized this, but it must be very painful being a woman. I mean, they gotta deal with all kinds of fucking creeps. Like, that's just... Okay, let me be honest. I like to have my activities with women, but this guy is just disgusting, like, way beyond what I can handle, so... Or no, way beyond my understanding.
Oh god, I'm gonna. Oh! Did you just puke on me, you stupid nasty?
Oh, gee whiz. I guess she does want to puke on you. I mean, you're disgusting, and you're making her wipe your fucking ass.
Yo!
I'm sorry.
Come here and clean that up. Hey, get off me! Don't touch me! This is assault!
Excuse me, you're claiming that she assaulted you? You just made her wipe your ass, and you were moaning in the process. And then all of a sudden, it's assault. Okay. That's interesting. And hypocritical.
That sick, disgusting creep locked himself in the lavatory for several minutes, eventually returning to his seat. He remained under close supervision for the rest of the flight. On the other hand, I spent most of the rest of the flight crying in another lavatory, desperately trying to get clean. The first thing I did when we landed was take a long, hot shower. The creep was blacklisted from the airline. He ended up making it to Thailand, where I presumed he found another flight back home.
Well, hopefully, well, actually no, not hopefully.
However, months later, I learned that he died of unknown causes. I celebrated happily.
Oh gee, that's a surprise. Look how fucking fat he was. I know I'm fat too. And obviously it's very unhealthy for my age and my height. there is a difference between a younger person being obese and an older person being obese. You see, usually when you're younger, your bones are able to handle the weight better and your organs, but as you get older, like I guess as old as that guy was, your organs and your bones can't really handle that amount of weight anymore, eventually causing way more problems down the road.
Happily, but I'm no less traumatized by what he did. This
Oh, that's a surprise.
story was inspired by a disturbing incident regarding an obese American tourist
Look at that ugly motherfucker.
who made headlines when he forced an air hostess to wipe his butt. On an LA to Taipei EVA air flight, the man left several stewardesses traumatized when he demanded they help him in the lavatory by insisting they help him remove his pants and wipe his butt.
Remove his pants. In the animation, he already had his pants off. I didn't even know that the real life story actually had them actually remove his pants for him. Some people are just sickening, bro.
After repeated attempts to inform the man that he was blacklisted from flying on the airline in the future, a lawyer informed Taiwan's EVA Air that he was dead. According to Taiwan News, the lawyer said the man died sometime in March due to an unspecified illness while on a lengthy beach holiday in Thailand. The man had been booked
That's
on
a
another
surprise.
EVA Air flight from Taipei to San Francisco, and the airline spent 3 months trying to reach him to tell him it wouldn't be taking him. At a press conference, a teary-eyed EVA Air flight attendant described how she was left mentally traumatized after the man, who claimed to have had recent surgery on his hand, asked them to pull down his pants so he could use the bathroom. In an Instagram post after the disgusting episode, the flight attendant said she locked herself inside the bathroom, crying and vomiting, unable to wash
I would too if some sicko tried making me do that, let alone actually having me do it.
away the stench of the man's crap. The accused man, who was confined to a wheelchair and was estimated to weigh 440 pounds, reportedly threatened to relieve himself on the floor unless the all-female cabin crew helped him. It was mentioned in a shocking revelation that the man allegedly moaned as he was being wiped. The airline will
That's
reportedly
fucked up.
refund the man's family for his unused airfare.
The moral of the story to this one is don't let honestly, don't let a fat old pervert on a plane with a bunch of women, as those women are going to be endangered. And furthermore, just simply don't make somebody wipe your ass. That's unless you're indeed way too old, like older than that guy, like in your 80s or 90s, and really can't do anything for yourself, then you should be able to take care of yourself. So, that's what I gotta say. Well, for the other two people from the last two stories, may God rest your soul in heaven, and may your friends that had to watch you die, live happy lives in some kind of way. But that is it for this video, so yeah. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell to get notified about more videos coming out. I will see you on the next episode. Have a great day and bye.